What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through more of an educational based video, and I'm going to be covering pre-workout nutrition and my go-to pre-workout meal. So in the bowl right now we got 70 grams of cream of rice, which is going to take me to the first topic of today's video, which is going to be carbohydrate selection. So when it comes to carbohydrate selection, I tend to lean towards carbohydrates that are easily digestible and easily metabolized by the body. So simple carbohydrates, things such as cream of rice, bagels, white rice, those are typically my three go-tos. As of right now, I stick with cream of rice just due to the quantity and the carbohydrate composition per quantity. It's a lot of volume, which is good right now because I am in a dieting phase. So I get to consume a high volume of food for a decent amount of carbs. Next macronutrient you're gonna want to include inside of your pre-workout meal is going to be some type of fat source. Typically anywhere from 10 to 20 grams of fat is a good intake based on your daily macros. I go for 20 grams, and typically I go with nut butters, so almond butter, peanut butter. Almond butter is my choice, but you can also use things like extra virgin olive oil, avocado, things of that nature. However, I tend to just lean towards fat sources that I can throw inside of my cream of rice. That way I can just consume everything in one go. The reason for including a fat source inside of your pre-workout meal is just to slow down digestion just a bit. So I typically consume this pre-workout meal anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes out from my workout. Now if I was consuming this pre-workout meal with no fat source, the carbohydrates would just break down in my body instantly. That fat source is going to help slow that down a tad bit, just to kind of help prolong its digestion and ease it into my system. That way, as I'm warmed up, transitioning into the training session, transitioning into my working sets, everything's optimized and ready to go instead of it being used up before the workout begins. So carbohydrates and fats are going to be one of three primaries. I typically like to include some type of fruit as well. Now, this isn't necessary. This is just a little bit of added carbohydrates that's programmed in my plan, and it also helps just flavor this boring ass cream of rice up. If I didn't have this, honestly, I don't know if I'd be eating this cream of rice every day. It really just helps get me through the meal. So I'll throw anywhere from 50 to 70 grams of blueberries into the bowl. I'm gonna go with 50 today, and then I'll consume the other 20 grams in a later meal. And then I also include 20 grams of dark chocolate. Not only does this help with flavor profile, but it also helps increase nitric oxide production in the body, which is going to help with your pumps. So dark chocolate is a little hack. If you guys haven't implemented it into your pre-workout meal, I would highly suggest trying it out. However, if you are going to go with dark chocolate, go for 85%, nothing less. You can go 90%, but honestly 85% is that balance between it being palatable and it just being absolutely horrible. Like anything higher than 85% is going to be like super bitter. But hey, each his own. And the final component of your pre-workout meal should always include some type of protein source. So the last primary macronutrient you want to include in your pre-workout meal is going to be some type of protein source. Typically I just go for whey protein because once again it is easily digestible. It's not going to cause a lot of digestive bloat or digestive stress transitioning into the training session. So intake here can be anywhere from 30 to 50 grams. It's just going to be dependent on your daily macronutrient intake. I go for 50 grams because my protein target per day is pretty high. It's at about 240 grams currently. So 50 grams of whey in here, just going to mix it up with water. All right, y'all, that's pretty much going to be today's pre-workout meal for today's session. So just a quick recap. We have 70 grams of cream of rice, which is going to be my carbohydrate selection for today's session. 20 grams of a fat source, mine is coming from almond butter, and then 50 grams of whey protein, which is going to be my easily digestible protein source. Then we have 20 grams of dark chocolate. Now, as I mentioned, these are not essential. These are kind of just additives to kind of just help fuel the workout. Dark chocolate, nitric oxide production, and then 50 grams of blueberries to help with blood flow as well, and then also to hit micronutrient and antioxidant properties. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and get this down, and then we're going to head over to Alpha Land for an upper body session today. right, y'all, that's going to be the end of the video. I told you guys we were back on regular schedule, weekly uploads, and we ain't skipping a beat. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys gained some information from this. If you guys have any suggestions on what you guys want to see next, any type of video content, just go ahead and drop it down in the comments below. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.